Hey, look, this right here for my Hebrews. Don't fold. You get tried in that fire, you real gold. A real diamond, an arbor, like let me test it. If you make it through that, then you get your blessing. It won't prosper, but you gon' see that weapon. Plead the blood of a marsh, y'all get protection. And y'all come up out the word, you need an exit. The day of the Lord coming so unexpected. I pray to Abba, I pray we make it through the tribulation. Psalm 91, keep him your habitation. Keeping these commandments that we have in patience. All this stuff going on, it had you racing. Faith in Messiah is.
How we doing, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thanks again for tuning in. I know it's been a minute, but we're back again with another breakdown. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, in the name of the Heavenly Father, in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world knows as Jesus Christ, name being Yahweh Shai. We're going to hop right into the video. Did the Jews/Israelites reject Christ? Because that's a doctrine going around in these Christian churches and whatever church you go to, regardless if it's a Christian church, Baptist church, whatever you go to, right? This is gonna be the doctrine you get at these churches, man, right? That Christ was rejected by the Jews, and now God's just gonna accept everybody, and and so on and so forth, right? So we're gonna go ahead and just break down these doctrines, man, break down these strongholds, so you able to understand the truth, man. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, right? Not everything is gonna be an easy pill to swallow, and you're not gonna just accept everything, right? It is what it is, man, right? And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. This is the book of John, chapter 6 and verse 1. After these things, Yahweh Shai went over the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias, and a great multitude followed him, because they saw his miracles which he did on them that were diseased, right? So a great multitude followed Christ. A great multitude believed on Christ, right? Let's go down to the book of, let's jump down to verse 5. When Yahweh Shai then lifted up his eyes and saw a great company come unto him, he said unto Philip, whence shall we buy bread that these may eat? Right, now we know that, let's just keep on reading. Let's read the whole thing. Right, verse 6. And this he said to prove him, for he himself knew what he would do. Right, so Christ knew he wasn't going to buy bread and buy fishes. Right, he was going to bless the bread, bless the fish, and give out to these multitude of people, right? So let's jump down to verse 9. There is a lad here which hath 5 barley loaves and 2 small fishes, but what are they among so many? And Yahweh Shai said, make the men sit down. Now there was much grass in this place, so the men sat down in number about 5,000. Right, so about 5,000 men sat down on this grass, man. At least 5,000 men, right, not including women and children. Let's go jump down to verse 15. When Yahweh Shai therefore perceived that they would come and take him by force to make him a king, he departed again into a mountain, himself alone. Right, so these people was gonna force Yahweh Shai to be their king. So you can't tell me that that all the Jews rejected Christ, and all of a sudden God just all of a sudden loves everybody. God is just going to accept everybody, right? Let's go to the book of John chapter 12 and verse 42, right? Because Christ fed a multitude of people. Who was the people that Christ was touching and turning the deaf to hear again, the blind to see, right? The dumb to speak, right? These 5,000 men to feed. Right? All of a sudden they're going to say, nah, he wasn't the Christ after all. Nah, man, these people seen the miracles that Christ was doing, and they followed him, man, from town to town, to city, right? They followed this man all across Jerusalem, right? This is the book of John, chapter 12 and verse 42. And it reads, nevertheless, among the chief rulers also many believed on him. So even of the chief rulers, man, these scribes, right, believed on Christ, man. Right, they believed on him in secret. Why? Because when we finish reading, it says, because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue, for they loved the praises of men more than the praise of God. So these people, even though they believed on Christ, they refused to announce that they believed on Christ, because they were afraid to be put out the synagogues. Right? Why? Because they wasn't going to try and give up their position. right? That's like these rappers, man. That's like these high pastors with these mega million churches, these $1 million churches. They're not going to confess that, yes, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the children of Israel and that we got to keep the commandments, right? They're not going to confess that. Why? Because they love the praises of men, right? They rather that $100 bill than them crisp, fresh 20s in that tidings bucket, man, right? Because they love the praises of men. Let's go to the book of Romans 11. And this is a precept a lot of people know. Right? Because the past these churches will love for you to go, will love to go into Paul to teach this and to teach that. Right? But Paul also taught you that that God will never forsake the children of Israel. Right? So Paul is used to spread false doctrine, but yet Paul also breaks down these false doctrines himself, man. Right? All you got to do is read, man. All you got to do is read. And it's right here. This is a book of Romans chapter 11 and verse 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid, for I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham of the tribe of Benjamin. So Paul is even confirming that the Most High will never cast away his people. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 37. Right? Let's read it again. Now, Jeremiah is going to be a witness to that. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31 and verse 37. Thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, right? So if you can measure space and the galaxies, right? Or if you can measure the oceans beneath, right? I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all they have done, for all that they have done, saith the Lord, right? So if you can measure, right, and search out space, if you can measure how deep the sea is, then the Most High will cast it away. I seen a video where a man went into a submarine and it was like a lake in there. He went down and it was so dense, that lake, that it bounced off, man. How can you measure the seas? How can you measure and search out space itself? You cannot, right? So the Most High, he will never cast away Israel, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 13 and verse 10. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 10. I'm going to try and make this a quick video, right? Quick little video, right? It don't got to be a 40-minute video to break this down, right? It's a book of Matthew chapter 13 and verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So this word, this truth, is not even given to everybody to understand and to be able to break it down. Why? Because not all Israel is not even gonna make it, right? We learn that in the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 8, right? Not everybody's meant to even get this truth. Christ told you himself that it's not up to you. Let's go to the book of John chapter 15 real quick. 15 and verse 15. Right? If the Most High wanted everybody to understand plainly and want everybody to be able to break down his Bible like a piece of cake, then it wouldn't be said to you. Genesis wouldn't be one of the hardest books to break down. Revelations wouldn't be spoken with dragons and beasts having horns. Right? And you want to have to, that would be easy for you to break down, right? But it's spoken into in parables. So you could read, you could study, you could keep the commandments and be able to understand his word. There's a book of John chapter 15 and verse 15. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made unto you. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. Right? So the Christ, you don't choose to wake up and just put on fringes one day, to order fringes, to order a Bible, to mark up and precept your Bible, and to start to keep the Sabbath day, and to start keeping the commandments to the best of your ability. And the Most High chose to wake you up and told you it's time to wake up out of sleep. Right? It's still time to keep these commandments and do your mission. Right? Take up your daily cross and follow me. Right? Let's go to the book of Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8 now. Right? This is the book of Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, and the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. And I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Lord is my God. Right? So, not even all of these so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, being the Israelites, are going to even make it to get the kingdom of heaven. Right? There's going to be 2/3 that's going to be cut off and die. Why? Because they don't want to repent. Right? They don't want to keep the commandments. Why? Ultimately, because we read in John chapter 15 and verse 15 on down to 16, right? It's not really of them, it's of the Lord. And that's going to be a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, man. Right? It's not up to you. It's up to Yahweh, man. Right? It's up to the Most High. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Right? Isaiah chapter 10. And I see the book of Isaiah 10 and verse Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. Right? The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God. For though my people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. Right? So even though Israel be as the sand of the sea, meaning it's a great multitude, only 1/3 of them is gonna, only a portion of them is gonna return unto the Lord, man, and get to see the promises. Right? And that's gonna be a hard pill to swallow, man, because not only does the Most High sum up the world with just a certain people that's able to even get the kingdom of heaven and the promises, right, as said in Romans 9, but a certain amount of the Israelites are even going to be able to get that. So he sums it down to 18 nations. He chose one, and out of that one nation, only 1/3 of them is even going to be able to get the kingdom of heaven. And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, man. Right? Hey, and that's pretty much it. Let me give one more precept. Right, this is the book of Revelation chapter 21. That's my favorite precept to end it all with. This is the book of Revelation chapter 21 and verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them. And they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he said, he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. Right? And man, these words are true and faithful. These precepts, these breakdowns are true and faithful, man. If you got that zeal to worship the Most High in truth and prosperity, amen, that's a blessing in itself, right? Don't take that for granted, right? Keep the commandments to the best of your ability and get the kingdom of heaven that's promised up to you and your forefathers, man, right? If it was just welcomed and given it to anybody, how would that be fair to you and your people, right? You got to think about you and your people first before you think about another nation that has it all already, man. Right? Think about you and your people first. Right? And with that, I'm going to give a thanks for watching. Stay mighty in the spirit. Peace be unto you.